What's going on, guys? I'm YST and we're back playing some Raid Shadow Legends. And today, get your favorite slice of pizza because it's party time, dudes. Cowabunga! We're gonna be checking out Michelangelo to see some of the best builds, the best areas to use him, and also the masteries and all of that good stuff. But let me know in the comment section below, out of all of the turtles that came out throughout the IP collaboration with Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, which one was your favorite in terms of their skill sets? Because for me, initially, my favorite turtle has always been Raphael from the episodes and stuff. But then when actually playing through all of them in game, I really thought Leonardo was going to be my go-to. But I've really found myself using Michelangelo more than the other two that I have because I didn't get the Raphael. I'm interested to know in the comments which one you guys have had the most value on in your accounts, for the ones that you managed to get anyway. I think it's a little bit fitting that we just changed this for today's video, right? I need a Genzin one. Raid, sort it out, please. So I can match my background champion here. So okay, let's just go into the actual dragon run. We'll just break down the skill set in action so we can see it in play. So I've got a fun little team as so. Here we go. I actually did a video on Glaykad as well the other day, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. And you got this champion, and you want to check it out. But we got Donatello to pair up with him, so we get some of those team-up attacks throughout the passive. Mad Hatter for the Weaken and Hex, as well as Michelangelo extending those debuffs and transferring them to all enemies. And then we're also going to transfer the Ingest from our Xenomorph, which is going to be cool. Is that what it's called? Is it Ingest? I forgot. Is that one of the bosses from the Grim Forest? So let's just take this off auto for now. Actually, no, we could just go like this. And we're going to lead in with a cheeky Weaken. Nice little team-up attacks there. We're not going to go increase speed yet. Let's just get some buffs on. And then I just need to check. Oh, it's Infest. Saying Ingest. That's the mini mimic. What am I saying? I'm a crazy dude. All right. So let's just put it on. Why not? All right. So we got a lot of debuffs going on. We got Weaken. We got Hex. We got the Infest. And then we've also got this A2 here with Express Delivery. So this is a single target attack that before attacking has a 100% chance once booked of applying a decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So this is just a great way of getting that extra damage out on those enemies. But also applies a stun debuff for 1 turn and ignores 25% of the target's resistance if the attack is critical. So we want to ensure that we're critting upon these enemies and just to make sure that it's easier to place these debuffs against high resistance targets. But yeah, you're not going to be able to debuff spread effect as we see in the later part here with these crowd control effects, but it does work with stuff like block active skills and also the Infest that we're going to be demonstrating here. So stuff like, stun, freeze, etc. You're not going to be able to take that to all other enemies. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies, which also ignores 25% of the target's resistance if the initial attack was critical. So yeah, let's just say you're in the Hydra clan boss and, these heads are coming back every 2 seconds. You're like, damn, I don't even have time to cycle my skills here to reapply all of my key debuffs. Well, Mikey comes in if you save your Express Delivery, kind of anticipating one of the heads to come back. You then direct one of the heads, transfer those debuffs onto everybody, and now you're straight back into your rotation. And this can carry into wave content, it can be great for PvP, you name it. It's just a universally really strong effect, be able to transfer all of those effects. So let's just see it in action here. So we've got a crowd control, which we're not going to be able to, deter to everyone else. You'll see the Infest kind of transfer over, as well as the decreased defense. So you can kind of look at this like an AoE skill in a sense, but it just starts off as a single target. So let's go. So boom, and now everybody's got that Infest. Like, how cool is that? So once we started taking down these enemies now, boom. Look at that splash damage, guys. And look at that, because they're just dealing so much damage, they're just killing each other from all of that debuff spread. Like, I think that's real badass. I love it. All right, so what we could do here is, let's just put a bit of a freeze on Cardinal. Boost into action with our Mad Hatter. Love that champion, by the way. And now we're going to just kind of reset our cooldowns here. And you see this? So through the turtle synergy with the passive, he's able to lead him with that A1, so you're less reliant on having to cycle your primary increased attack champion, which means he's got a better way of dealing more damage himself, which is huge. So what we could do here is, we could go for some more invest. Let's just get it on this Venus here, why not? And we could debuff transfer effect again. Really cool. All right, let's just boost into action and read off the rest of the kit here, guys. I didn't want to go like super deep into it from the start because being late to the party is an understatement. Like a whole new IP collaboration has come out with Alien vs Predator and I still haven't done a video on this damn turtle. I've been wanting to do it for so long, but look at that. That kind of leading attack, all of that infest damage is crazy. Look at that, guys. It's beautiful. Okay, so now we should hopefully see some of those evade mechanics coming up against the boss here. We're going to save this so we can increase the duration of other buffs. Let's get some increased attack through that synergy of the turtles. We don't have enough accuracy on my Xenomorph yet, but yeah, a bit of resistance, that's fine. So okay, with the Shell Cyclone, so it's an AoE attack that places a decreased attack as well as a leech debuff for 2 turns. This is both great ways for mitigating incoming damage from the kind of one that you've placed it on, as well as healing from the damage that you inflict, which is really nice. And then he's also got this taunt on himself, which, when I first ever read the kit, I was like, oh man, it's a damage dealer. Do we really want taunt here, putting him at jeopardy in some of these tough encounters? Well, he does kind of make up for a bit here with his passive. So with Party Dude, Cowabunga! He has a 15% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects. But if this champion is under that taunt buff, the chance to invade increases to 30%. So you're just greating that value to kind of mitigate the incoming damage and the debuffs, and it's just a really nice safety feature for sustain. But also, whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael attacks, they join in with that attack, which we've seen with Donatello on the team. But then with the active effect, he will place a shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So even at times where maybe the evade doesn't proc and you're like, damn, I need a bit more sustain here, you've still got that shield buff to back you up. So a real nice passive for sustain. We've got a damage dealer, we got a debuffer, a self buffer for his own damage. He's just a full package and universally great across probably 99% of the modes in the game, honestly. Like from Chimera Clan boss progression to Hydra boss. He's actually my main nightmare team, which we're going to see today. He's going to be great for wave content, PvP. I'm loving this dude. He's so cool. So okay, let's just see him in action here. So let's get decreased attack and leech out. Now we're healing from the damage we inflict, which is cool. And yeah, let's just decrease the duration of these poisons. Let's not die here, but we're seeing that shield, which is so cool. And now we're going to get a cleanse on with Donatello, a real nice champion. Congrats to anyone that got that fusion done. Okay, so here we can go express delivery. There's our decreased defense. Beautiful. Although it's not against multiple enemies because it's just a dragon, still very valuable here. Now we're going to boost him with our Glaycat, coming through with a weaken, so now we're enhancing our damage even more. And we're going to keep that increased attack up at all times, and joining in with those attacks. So we could just go A1, lead in again. Some nice damage, guys. Some really nice damage coming out from that A1. Let's take that increased attack off with our Mad Hatter. Let's just reduce the cooldown so we can get some poisons out. Is it this one? Which one places the poisons? Oh, that's the A1. There we go. We got the increased accuracy from Glaycat, allowing us to reach those thresholds to place our debuffs. And it was actually one of the reasons I put Glaycat in this team as well. So if you're a player that's progressing and you're finding it really hard to get that hybrid build of damage and debuffer with your accuracy stats, of course, ignoring a portion of that resistance is huge, but synergizing in with an increased accuracy champion is actually really nice as well. So you can kind of reach those thresholds to apply your debuffs, right? So let's just finish off the run here. Here we go. He's going to have some nice damage at the end of this run, I tell you that much. And as always, guys, stay hydrated, as always. What are you guys thinking about the new Grim Forest, by the way, with all the teasers and the bosses that you've seen? Are you excited for that content? I can't wait to dive into some new boss mechanics, and that's probably what the rest of this week is going to consist of. We're just slipping in one little cheeky champion guide before we rock and roll with that. But yeah, 7.4 million damage, really nice, and yeah, can really be good in the dragon. I guess let's just head into the Phantom Shogun whilst we're in the dungeons and see where the taunt can come into effect as well. Let's get a super rate on. And here we go. So hopefully I got the presets right and I don't have to mess around with it. So our highest crit damage target in Kanjathon is taking that. And now we're going to lead in with that taunt so we don't get that debuff spread effect. Whisper's just showing off here. Wow. So there we go. Taunt goes up. And now we don't have to rely on a cleanser, guys. Really cool. So for players that don't have a kind of real cool cleanser maybe, or you don't have another taunt champion, it'd be really nice. And look, there's the party dude passive. We kind of evaded those effects. Really cool. All right, one last hit and we should be good to go. Thank you, Whisper. Saf would be proud. So yeah, speed farming the Phantom Shogun's growth. Of course, there's way other strategies out there that you don't have to rely on taunt, such as a cleanser and a reset champion and a newt, for example. But, you know, it's a pretty basic team. We've got an epic champion that, of course, is a Giga Charged here at +4. But this could be loads of different damage dealers, like Gala Long Braids is one that I use for the longest. Lydia from Faction Wars, your highest crit damage target, and a bit of damage with Mikey and the taunt. So yeah, I thought I'd just throw that in there. Now you could also talk about like the spiders then and transferring these debuffs to all of the other spiderlings, right? So if we just head into a team like, did I delete my team? It's okay, we can just sort this out here. So we can go Mikey, and who's a single target HP burner? Geomancer. Let's do Geomancer. So we're going to go Geomancer, maybe a Cold Heart or two. Let's do that. Let's get a Cold Heart in for some turn meter manipulation here. And we're also going to have that taunt with the evade passive, and hopefully we can see all of the interaction with that and how often that is occurring. Like, it's not really something you can rely on. Let's just say the Demon Lord clan boss, and you've got that taunt on, you're redirecting that stun. He's not always going to evade that, right? But occasionally, it can really come in clutch for self-sustain. So let's just go with some enemy max HP here on stage 25 of normal. And now we're going to apply that HP burn debuff and weaken. Now what we could do is lead in, boom, now everybody's under that HP burn, which is really nice. We could have technically opened up. Here's the party dude passive coming into effect. And we just go A1s here, it's all good. And hopefully we don't kill them. Nice, so now we got the taunt. Look at this party dude passive triggering, guys, it's beautiful. We've got a bit of resistance as well, which is helping out. It looks like this spider's about to take a turn, which is unfortunate. But the thing is, once all of these spiderlings get gobbled up, we could just lead in again, right? Let's just go for a reset and get another champion in there for some more turn meter control. You know, the one downside is we are killing the spiderlings in my particular build because I've got him in a lot of damage. But over time, we're going to be wearing this boss down, right? We are going to be wearing this boss down. And now what we could do is just wait. We could just wait, right? To cycle his turns here. We still got taunt on. Still party dude passive. Nice. And we're going to just boost into battle again. Transfer effect. Look at all of those debuff transfers. And before you know it, this boss is going to be completely down. Let's get some more max HPs going. Wait for these burns to tick. And that should be all she wrote. And you know, we'll just click A1s. Let's just let the burns tick now. A1s. Let's see the burns in action. Kind of like an old school strategy. Obviously, there's a lot more burners out there nowadays. Maybe you might be less reliant on it, but still a cool strategy to consider. And mainly just to show you how that debuff transfer effect could be really effective depending on where you use it. So okay, let's head into the Doom Tower and then we'll wrap up with the Hydra clan boss and then head into some builds here. So let's go on stage 119 and I've got a little team together as so. And we have got Leonardo in the mix just to speed up the run very slightly here. You know, see a bit more team up attacks. That'd be cool. So let's just go boost. I've chose the Genzen wave again. Terrible. All right, let's get some more buffs on. Let's get ally protection on. Let's not go for a big smack right now. Let's get infest on Genzen. No, I can't do that to him. I can't do that to him. All right, let's get that debuff transfer effect. Boom. So you talk about wave-based content now, and because they're joining attacks, infest, boom. Look at that, guys. He's going to lead in. We just have to kill one more, and pretty much the whole wave is down. Look, Genzen dead. Splash damage, splash damage, splash damage, and splash damage, guys. That's why you should use both of these champions together for progression. And if you've got your Donatello, you could just reset the cooldowns. Go back into it for wave 2. Here we go. So now we're going to go nice. Now we can go infest. Then we just have to kill him. Oh no, we should have debuffs transferred. You get the gist, right? Now we can just go decrease attack maybe. Why not? Some nice damage here. Take out some more enemies. Misclick auto. Leonardo's probably just going to rip them to shreds now. But there's that party dude coming in again. We didn't evade, but we did get the shields. Express delivery coming through. Oh wait, we need to do PvP as well. Bit of a longer video, but one that I've been wanting to do for a while, so why not? You guys like a bit of a longer video, right? I certainly do. Talking about Michelangelo anyway. I certainly do. Which boss in the Grim Forest do you guys feel is going to be the biggest pain to face outside of the final boss? I've not dived into all of the mechanics yet, but I'm looking forward to. But interested in the deck mechanic and how I'm going to build those decks. So stay tuned for those videos. Party dude passive. Do you know what? Let's get out of this. We don't need to see it whole run. I just wanted to show you with block active skills as well, which in my opinion, the most underrated form of crowd control in the game, especially because you can debuff transfer effect. Can we just end this battle here? Thank you. All right, so let's just get all of these dudes out and let's get Elegaius in. Who else does an A1 block active skills? Is it Raglin? Did she? I'm pretty sure she got a block active skills A1, didn't she? Oh, maybe she doesn't. Okay, I don't know why I thought she did. But okay, let's go in with Elegaius anyway. And this can be really strong for your faction wars. Hard. I guess you've got another A1 block active skills within the Bannerlords. But let's just boost into battle here because it's a pretty fast wave. Hopefully we get it off the jump. Can we just put on him? Yes, we got it. And then now what you could do is, boom. Look at that, guys. You got stun on a single target. You had block active skills on a single enemy, but now it's on all enemies, and they're all locked down to their A1 skills here, as well as decreased defense on everyone. So yeah, if you obviously you can't do the stun to everyone, but you can do block active skills. So something just to pay note of there for people that was wary of it. Let's head into the Hydra clan boss, probably one of my favorite areas in the game when you talk about Michelangelo. Really, really cool, depending on the team that you put him in. So I actually need to do my teams for this week, so it's not a big issue kind of showing the full team here. So this is the one that I use for my main Nightmare squad, but I'll also show you a budget variation, which is still very viable on the Nightmare clan boss for you guys to consider. So we have got 2 debuff transfer effect champions in my Ashnar Dragon Soul, as well as Michelangelo. And going back and forth with them, they're actually able to keep these debuffs up. As these heads are coming back, I'll actually showcase some of the run while I'm speaking right now. And then we've got decreased defense to pair with the weaken of Mad Hatter. So we've got these debuffs covered, as well as the Hex as well. So because we're kind of taking out these heads so fast, we're able to just take those hexes back, take those decreased defenses back, and before you know it, these debuffs have a full uptime. And then when we start synergizing with perfect veils and block buffs of Firo, center for increased speed and all of that turn increase, we're just cycling our turns so much faster than usual. And yeah, as you see, really, really effective. So let's just head into a quick battle here and I'll show you some screenshots of some teams that I did in a previous week. And just kind of break down how cool they can work for your guys as well. So this should have no problems reaching the turn count. If I had my presets correctly and I have not taken any gear off anyone. So 773 million damage, and you can see Mikey here with 127 million. Unfortunately, I did miss a bit of the chase for the 5-star soul, so I've only got a 4-star. So maybe some of you guys can see a better return. You know, when we talk about a mythical in Ashnar and Mikey, he's doing some nice damage here for the team, guys. I'm actually just going to keep this result. I usually aim for around 800 million with my squad. Don't have a tightest team, unfortunately. Or should I say fortunately, because I just don't want to run that style of composition, personally. Okay, let's switch over here. So this is the other team that I was going to speak about. So this one had 508 million on the nightmare difficulty of Clan Boss as well. And this was using Donatello with Mikey. So we're getting team up attacks for his increased attack as well. And yeah, we're getting increased speed from Donatello. We're getting the cooldown reduction, so we can keep leading with those debuffs. And we're taking less damage, healing from the damage we inflict, and decreased defense with those debuff spreads. Crocat, of course, was a fusion, really strong damage dealer here, pairing with our Packmaster Shayak, as well as Vizix for the provoke and decrease speed. So a very fundamental team, but a very nice flowing team for you guys to potentially consider and work around, depending on the champions that you've got available. Did I have another champion here? Or another picture, sorry. Was it this one? Here we go. So that was the same team that we just did, but 796 million. So we got a bit better RNG there, but less damage on our Mikey. Cool. See, that was it for Hydra Clan Boss. Very universal, can slot into so many different teams. Shall we try him in the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss too? While we're here, we might as well. Hopefully we get a Sacred Shard. That'd be nice. Oh, we never got a Sacred Shard. Sad times. It's force. I guess that's good for him though, right? Who should we take out here? Let's just alternate this squad a little bit. So we got Riho Bonespear for decreased defense. Let's take her out. Let's take Ninja out. I'm just thinking, do we go for a full turtle squad? That would be pretty fun, in my opinion. Okay, so maybe we just put Leonardo in. And then we put Mikey in. We'll leave Donatello because we've got Senna in the squad. And we just need a weakened champion. He's a good weakened champion. I guess we could, do we just put Ashnar in? And just leave him in his base form? Increase the duration of those debuffs? That could be cool. I guess let's just do that. So let's just keep him in this form. We do a first choice here. He could do whatever he wants on the other ones. I'm not too fussed. And then for this one, we'll probably lean towards this. Keep those debuffs up. And then maybe just do this as an opener, so we're doing more damage. We'll leave that as so we've got decreased attack. We've got ally protection now, which is going to be cool, right? Some increased defense, some unkillable, some counterattack. Let's go. But we're going to do a first choice here, but we're going to do a second choice here and an opener, just so we got some protection. And I'm assuming this will be a very nice team. Here we go. We're looking for at least maybe 200 million, hopefully, if we survive. That'd be cool. So 224 million damage, some nice damage comparable to our Harime, which is interesting. And he put in that work, guys. Almost identical. Wow. Bit more than Leo, but we haven't got a soul on him. Yeah, just a bit of action so you can see some damage in my composition. Chimera, we're not going to go into too much today, but very nice for debuffs, damage, like all the other areas that we just spoke about. Okay, so let's head into the PvP fights and have some fun. We've actually dropped down to gold 4 because it just reset. Oh, man. Sad times. Just find a little fun little squad to do. What's this? Should we do this? Here we go. Here we go. Increase defense. Increase attack. We're now gonna just buff up again. And now we're gonna go for protection. Look at all of that, guys. We are ready to rock and roll. And who should we take out here? Lemonissi, decreased defense, transfer effect. Let's get some freezes on. Oh, party dude. All right, all right. Oh, okay, let's choose a better team here, guys. It's a bit more of a Leonardo showcase. Ooh, nice damage. Trying to creep back in. All right, let's try this team next, and hopefully we can get through all of this protection of Necra. That would be pretty crazy, right? That would be pretty crazy. Oh, here we go. Increase accuracy, increase defense, increase attack. Here we go. We're setting them up. Protective buffs, some more buffs. And then now we're going to come through with maybe the A3. Let's get decreased attack on. Ooh, sit down. And because we targeted the Pythion, all party dude procced. We got the shield. Beautiful. Oh, we triggered the passive there. Let's get a freeze. Now we're going to just keep leading in here. At least we're seeing some damage numbers. Leonardo's or Leoris is just like a punching bag right now. Let's just see some numbers here from the team up attacks. Oh, man. Ooh! That Leorius was ruthless. We got some more protection. Ah, there we go. Turtle power, man. Turtle power. Let's just go with one other team here. It's going to be a very similar theme for a bunch of them. And I'm mindful of your guys' time as well. Ooh, it's a level 63. Any more? It's a pretty crazy team as well. But that Shuzen is probably just going to cut in and absolutely wipe us out. Maybe we just take out him. And let's get Yumiko in for some lockout. Just to ensure our victory here, right? Just to ensure our victory. I say that and then that Shuzen's just going to be too fast. Oh, wait, we cutting. Oh, here we go. Bit of a cheeky comeback here. Oh, we got block active skills. That's fine. We got loads of debuffs here. So let's just go with an AoE and try to take out some. Let's get decreased attack on the Cheshire Cat. And then now we could go... Yeah, let's just reduce our cooldowns. Party dude. Beautiful. Nobody we can still target here, unfortunately. Gallius is just going crazy. Oh, we should have targeted him for the freeze. So good. But now we got that taunt debuff, so now all these single target attacks, we redirected to him. Decrease defense, spread it to Cheshire Cat, which is beautiful. We can only target Star Sage here under the Stone Skin. Get a cleanse on. Boosting again. There we go, Party Dude passive. So, you know that the self-sustain is really nice, guys. It's really nice. We got the stun there, even after the passive proc there. Beautiful. So single target control, nice damage, nice sustain. Look at that Party Dude completely evade that attack, guys. Completely. Like, being able to nullify these effects is huge for progression. And then we just go with an AoE now, and hopefully that should take him out. Nice 240,000 damage there. I know I said that was the last one, but I'm having too much fun right now. So for the last team, let's just go with a team like this. I was going to put Ashnar, but maybe we just put the Donatello back in again. Yeah, let's just put the Donatello. Let's keep it turtle themed. And I'm hoping that we get some big damage coming out. Let's lock them out. Let's boost into battle. And who do we want to take out here? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to target him. So he leans in. All right. Party Dude passive did proc. Nice. Get this on you. Let's go with an AoE with the taunt. Ooh, that Narcissus got absolutely smacked. Beautiful. He's taking, like, no damage. He's taking no damage. Buff up with Strengthen. Take out EU. Oh, wait. Hold up a second. It kind of deterred the stun to her. That was weird. I forgot how Hefrak's passive works. Let's just click auto now. We're good to go. So yeah, we've seen some of the passives in play. We've seen the nice damage. Like, look at this. 264,000, and can really put in the work in for PvP battles as well. A lot of fun, for sure. So okay, let's just head into some builds now and then wrap up this video. Let's head into Michelangelo. Boom. Okay, let's just bring up the website real quick, or should I bring up the infographic for a quick stop guide? Let's do that. Let's do that. So, over on the website, we do have infographics for many of the champions, mainly for like newer ones that come out between me and Nub Raids. This one was done by Nub, so a big shout out to him. But just for any of you guys that don't want to stay around for all of the speaking for the builds, quick stop guide for you guys. So we've got like the Stormcaller, the Cat's Gaze, the Aretha Coronaire, and Malefic Talon, depending on where you're facing, for some more ignore defense, scaling those damage or debuffs, or a kind of budget relic here. For blessings, Nature's Wrath is really strong, being a debuffer and damage dealer for areas like the Hydra clan boss in prolonged fights. Lightning Cage for like PvP, as well as Crushing Rend at that 6-star, if you're lucky enough to have it. You want to be looking for stuff like 4 lethal, 2 perception, 6 merciless, 2 perception for more of a hybrid build, or perhaps even 9-piece merciless if you get the accuracy within your substats. 4 lethal, 4 stone skin, that's actually what I'm using today, one of my favorite builds for this champion. And in terms of some build priorities here, we're looking for crit damage or crit rate on the gauntlets, depending if you can get the crit rate in your substats, right? Attack percent or accuracy on that chest plate if you're banking more on those debuffs, or if you just want more of that damage and maybe your accuracy through your ascension. In terms of boots, you can go attack percent with speed ascension, speed with speed ascension, or speed of attack ascension, right? Get my tongue in a twist. All of these kind of attack percents or speeds, definitely the way to go. But you do want your Mikey pretty fast here, so he's able to outlap enemies and take his turns. In terms of your accessory slots, you're looking for attack on that ring, crit damage on the amulet, as well as attack or accuracy there on the banner. So yeah, that's kind of a quick stop guide there for some builds. But just to showcase my one here. So we got Savage or Lethal and Stone Skin, allowing us to tank up in the arena, as well as a variable set of a one piece, a feral, to get some more accuracy here through the stats, right? Helping us reach those thresholds. In terms of my builds, I've got crit damage with crit damage here, attack percent with attack percent, and then I've got attack percent with speed, right? I did have the vice versa, but the substats was too nice to pass up on, so really loving this build on my Mikey. I've got accuracy and accuracy here, just to try and reach above like nearly 400, because I like to use them in PvP. Crit damage here as well, bit of resistance, which is not a bad thing. If you're not evading effects, you might want to resist them, right? Why not? As well as, this one I need to re-roll, actually. But I'm scared to do it because it's got 27% attack on it, right? So in this situation, I don't really want to, because I might go defense and defense, and I just want some attack. So yeah, as I was mentioning before, so the Merciless, just for anyone that's not aware of these sets here. Well, perception first from the Forge, right? We're getting accuracy plus speed. Two things that we really love for Mikey because we're helping us take more turns and place our debuffs, right? Throughout our progression. Stone Skin, allowing us to tank up with that Stone Skin buff in areas like PvP, but also nice for when you're getting outpaced in PvE content, if you want a kind of hybrid build for PvE and PvP. And then we head into Merciless here, which we spoke about with the 6-piece, being able to ignore 35% of a target's defense. You know, paired out with your Helm Smasher and some of your relics, for example, you're going to be dealing a lot of damage here if you're catering towards that type of build. But of course, if you're just going for like a blend of two sometimes throughout progression, you may go like War Master and focus more on the debuffs for sustain as well. Yeah, mainly I definitely recommend leading towards the damage route if you can, and then getting that accuracy in throughout your substats too. And then yeah, if you're just doing the finite and you don't have access to lethal yet from the Doom Tower, you can go with Savage, right? Being able to ignore 25% of the target's defense, which is going to be very valuable. So yeah, that's basically it. We have to go through all of the sets here. Mainly, you want to cater towards sets that's ignoring a portion of defense. You want to get some accuracy through some variable and standard sets and enough speed to be able to outlap and take a turn here. In terms of blessings now, I've personally gone for Nature's Wrath, being able to increase the damage inflicted by this champion every time they successfully place a debuff. And in areas like the Hydra where we're able to scale this, especially at the 5-star that I missed out on, like an absolute donut, you're definitely going to have a lot more of a value here for players that push the full limit there. And then I've got a Arethi Coronet as well. So the wearer's damage increases by 1% every time they place a debuff. Kind of synergizing here between the two for maximum damage. And got lucky with dealing 10% more damage to bosses, which is cool. Mastery-wise, there's a few ways you could go. I'll bring up the website too to show you some different variations. But I have got 100% crit rate in my build already. So I have gone for Blade Disciple, getting some more attack in my team right here. And then I've gone for Keen Strike for crit damage, Whirlwind of Death for increasing the speed throughout these rounds, as well as Cycle of Violence to recycle our skills upon exceeding 30% of their max HP with that chance there. So it's kind of more of a PvE build, honestly, for like Doom Tower, Curse City, and also with the Grim Forest coming up, but can still work very well in PvP as well, which I'll show you a different variation. And then we're going into Helm Smasher, having that chance of ignoring a further defense on our champion, which you could be going down to War Master if you're going for boss specific too for your progression. Support, we're going down here into Master Hexer, extending the value of those debuffs, Law of Steel for those extra stats for the set bonuses, and the kind of the accuracy route here along the right hand side. So that's how I like to run my Mikey, and let's just show you my build before we head onto the website. So I've got over 7,000 attack, so he's a beastie boy. Just 1% less than 300% crit damage here. 100% crit rate, decent speed, and nice accuracy for where I want it to be. So heading into general PvE, this is actually just like a War Master tree, for example, when you're facing these bosses. if you're not going for like the full ignore defense route and trying to push his full damage potential, for instance. And then also a Nuka PvE build, which is very similar to what I have gotten today. Actually, identical to what I'm using today. And then when we go to stuff like PvP, you could be going to stuff like the Ruthless Ambush for that first hit on each enemy, or the Cycle of Violence leading in, and perhaps if you've got some crowd control as well, maybe the Opportunist could be a real good shout. So yeah, just some different variations for you guys to consider, and you can come here to see some different blessings and stuff as well for recommendations for almost 1,000 champions in the game nowadays, because we updated the site with this. You can also see relics on the pages now as well, so if you want a quick stop guide for any champion in the game, relics are now available on the champion pages, guys. And then also some kind of stat priorities. We're looking for attack percent, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and speed. And then Merciless, Savage, Lethal, Stone Skin, Feral, Pinpoint from like the debuff perspective, or Perception from a PvE perspective. So alright guys, that is going to be all for today's video. If you did find it enjoyable, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. I know I've not been around, like I said I was going to be back into it, but I've been trying to get back into content again. And I must say I'm really enjoying it and looking forward to diving into the Grim Forest. I'll see you on a video soon, and peace.